I notice when younger guys try and approach older women, they always tend to be a little bit more aggressive with their approach, right? So I was recently picking up my mail at the mailbox, and the postal carrier, which was a noticeably younger looking guy, was in the process of putting the mail in. Excuse me, would you mind if I, just get my mail out? It's been some time since I've picked up my mail. He was just like, sure, you just have to prove that your key fits the said number that you claim to be your box. I give him my box number. I proceed to open up my, not open up my box, but I proceed to put my key in so that way he knows that the number that I gave him is in fact mine. He says, why do you have so much mail? Like, when was the last time you came and checked your mail? And I'm like, to be honest with you, it's literally, probably about a week or so. And he said, well, you ain't got nobody to come pick up your mail for you?
Let's dive in. Here's our first story. An older woman is picking up her mail when the younger postal carrier slides in with a playful remark about her overflowing mailbox. He quickly moves from small talk to offering to be the guy who retrieves her mail and delivers it personally. We see a boldness in his approach, maybe even a tad aggressive by her standards. Let's read this next comment.
Met my husband at Home Depot in the flower garden. We talked. He loaded my car and offered to unload as well. He's 10 years younger, and we just celebrated 1-year wedding anniversary. I'm 53.
This commenter had a similar vibe, spontaneous connection with a younger man who turned out to be husband material. It just goes to show that you never really know how a quick conversation might evolve. An act of service like helping load a car is sometimes all it takes to break the ice.
And I said, sir, you look a little too young for me. How old are you? And I know that could be somewhat of a rude question to ask, but let's be realistic. If you super young, it's no need for me to talk to you anyway. So he proceeds to tell me that he's 34 years old. And I said, baby, I'm almost 48. I have no business with a 34-year-old because it would only be for a good time and not a long time. And I said, sir, you look a little too young for me. How old are you? And I know that could be somewhat of a rude question to ask, but let's be realistic. If you super young, it's no need.
She draws a hard boundary. Yes, he's interesting, but she believes a significant age gap means it can't last. Some women or men see it differently, but for her, it's about how she perceives maturity and longevity in a partner. Let's hear 2 more comments.
I'm 51, met a 35 years old, and long story short, he showed he was 35 going on 20. I just can't. Girl, what's up with these mailmen? Because I'm dating mine, and he's way, way younger than me.
Back to back, we see 2 different vibes. One older woman found the younger guy immature, while another is happily dating a much younger mailman. The lesson here for men: if you're approaching an older woman, demonstrate genuine maturity. A big age gap can work, but not if you're 35 acting like you're 20.
He says, why do you have so much mail? Like, when was the last time you came and checked your mail? And I'm like, to be honest with you, it's literally, probably about a week or so. And he said, well, you ain't got nobody to come pick up your mail for you? And I'm like, no, I don't. It's just me. The conversation leads to, well, would you like somebody to come and pick up your mail for you and deliver it to you? And I said, sir, you look a little too young for me. How old are you? He says, why do you have so much mail? Like, when was the last time you came and checked your mail? And I'm like, to be honest with you, it's literally, probably about a week or so. And he said, well, you ain't got nobody to come pick up your mail for you? And I'm like, no, I don't. It's just me. The conversation leads to, well, would you like somebody to...
That final snippet shows he wasn't shy about offering extra services. Men, if you shoot your shot, do it respectfully and read the signals. She was direct and borderline dismissive, but at least there was no confusion. Let's see 1 more comment.
I will never even lie about my age. It's actually a compliment to be told that I am young. It feels so good.
Honesty about age, whether you're the older woman or the younger man, can reduce awkwardness. Many women appreciate being told they look youthful, but remember that flattery alone isn't enough if you're seeking a real relationship. Let's move on to the next video.
What happened is I had met him virtually at first, and then after quite a while of talking, he invited me up. We live very distant from each other, so he flew me up to meet him, and we just hit it off. It was kind of incredible. It was like I've known him my whole life, and we're the same sign, both Taurus, so that can be good and bad. It just kind of depends how you work together. But for about 5 years now, we have been off and on. We're currently just friends, but we do really love each other deeply. What happened is I had met him virtually at first, and then after quite a while of talking, he invited me up. We live very distant from each other, so he flew me up to meet.
Our second story centers on a woman and a man 23 years her junior who connected virtually and later in person. Distance, age stigma, and family disapproval all factor in, but they keep reconnecting. Let's see how viewers feel.
I have a young man 23 years younger wanting to explore me, should I say lol. How do you get past the age to be intimate?
This comment highlights a real concern. Bridging that mental gap before getting physically involved can be tricky. For men, if you're the younger party, be prepared to address anxieties about age in a way that puts both of you at ease, usually through open communication and empathy.
And some of the hindrances were the distance, were his age and I think he had some family stigmas about being with someone so old, and his ex-wife is young in his age, and I think he was still pretty much hung up on her. And some of the hindrances were the distance, were his age and I think he had some family stigmas about being with someone so old, and his ex-wife is young in his age, and I think he was still pretty much hung up on her. And some of the hindrances were the distance, were his age and I think he had some family stigmas about being with someone so old. And
Here's a reality check. A younger man might still be hung up on an ex or feeling internal and external pressure due to cultural or family norms. Let's read another comment.
I'm 23, I'm mature enough to love. I need an older woman because they are caring and lovely, so sweet.
That's the flip side. Some younger men openly prefer older partners, praising their nurturing energy. Men, if this is you, be ready to show your emotional readiness. Words alone won't cut it. Actions prove that you're not just in it for the novelty.
And his ex-wife is young in his age, and I think he was still pretty much hung up on her, sadly, even though she really broke his heart. You know, some of those things, especially when you're young, are not easy to get over. So we've endured. I've hurt him, he's hurt me. That happens in any relationship, but in the end, we come together and we love each other. And his ex-wife is young in his age, and I think he was still pretty much hung up on her, sadly, even though she really broke his heart. You know, some of those things, especially when you're young, are not easy to get over. So we've endured. I've hurt him, he's hurt me. That happens in any relationship, but in the end, we come together and we love each other. And his ex-wife is young in his age, and I think
She acknowledges that love and pain go hand in hand. Age gap or not, relationships face ups and downs. Consistency and respect matter more than the number on your birth certificate. Let's hear two final comments from the second video.
The same thing happens to me and was shocked that the connection was so very powerful. Finding the right woman to date can be very difficult sometimes. I hope I find her soon.
Both illustrate that a genuine spark can override preconceived notions, yet it might be tough to find that special someone. Gentlemen, if you're open to an older partner, be intentional and respectful. Let's move on to the third video.
Just even today, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, a friend of a friend, and she divorced her husband. She was with him for 23 years, and she's been single for about 3 years now. And she's just started seeing a younger guy who is 11 years younger than her. And she just said to me, like, wow, like the difference in energy just from a younger guy compared to an older guy. Obviously, I'm not putting every guy in the same box. I'm not doing that here. But you will find that older guys tend to be more grumpy. They are more set in their ways. They want things and they like things how they like them, which is fine. No, I'm not hating on that. But it is a different energy when you get with a younger guy. Just the difference between the older guy and then the younger guy is night and day. And that's what I've seen time and time again. So yeah, just enjoy what is going on for you and don't worry about anybody else.
Our third story references older men sometimes being grumpy or rigid, whereas younger men offer a lighter vibe. Many women appreciate a carefree approach. Men, it's a reminder to keep your sense of humor and spontaneity, no matter your age. Let's check out a comment.
I find that older women with younger men tend to be happier, but older men with younger girls is boring, and usually the girls suffer with them.
Commentary on existing comment number 1. That's this viewer's stance. Some might call it a double standard, but it reflects a perception that older men can become set in their ways. For men who are older and want a younger partner, beware of ignoring her needs, or you risk conforming to that stereotype.
You will find that older guys tend to be more grumpy. They are more set in their ways. They want things and they like things how they like them, which is fine. No, I'm not hating on that. But it is a different energy when you get with a younger guy. Why? Because they're more carefree. They're more like open. They're open to experiencing things, exploring, laughing at themselves. Some guys that are older, you make a joke and they don't laugh because they can't take a joke themselves. So younger guys are like, they make another joke, and even if they don't find it funny, they see the lighter energy of life. They see the lighter things in life. They don't take things too seriously.
She's highlighting that sense of humor and adaptability. Regardless of your actual age, show you can roll with the punches. Let's see 2 more comments.
It's frustrating when people hear the number and are like, nope, without even knowing the person. The most abusive, toxic relationships I've been in were with men my age. I'm not dating him for his age.
That's a powerful testament. It's not always about the age number. It's about character. Men, if you want to stand out, show substance beyond the jokes and the initial flirtation. Earn trust by proving you're stable, honest, and considerate.
Maybe you're a woman who's watching this and you're seeing a younger guy, and I just want to say, don't let anybody tell you that the age gap is this or it's that, and you shouldn't be doing this, and how dare you do this, or, don't let these people judge you for that, because this is your life and you deserve to have the best time. So if you're having the best time, continue with it. Don't worry about the what ifs and what can go wrong, and what about this and what about that, and what about people saying stuff. Just enjoy the moment. I know plenty actually, younger guys and older women that are actually marrying right now and that are having the best time of their life, and they are still years and years later just like having the best time ever. So people that say, oh yeah, it's just for a season, it won't work out. Maybe it won't work out, but you'll have the best time. But a lot of relationships that are the same age, or maybe the guy's a bit older than the woman, don't work out as well.
Final snippet. She's telling women and men not to let naysayers scare them. If you share values and communicate well, an age gap alone doesn't doom you. Let's read 2 final comments.
I'm 58 and just started dating a guy who's 48. We're both interested in enjoying each other, taking it slow, and open to the opportunity it may bring. My last 2 long-term relationships have been with younger men, and I have been so judged, and I think the younger women get jealous.
There you have it. Some older women are exploring these connections, taking their time and ignoring judgment from onlookers. Meanwhile, men on the younger side should remain mindful of the scrutiny. Both of you might face negativity. But if the bond is real, it's worth navigating the social stigma. At the end of the day, here's the key takeaway for men. If you're younger, show genuine maturity, empathy, and initiative. If you're older, stay open to fun and spontaneity. Don't be labeled the grumpy old man. Age gaps can be intriguing, but make sure you have genuine connection beyond superficial novelty. If you enjoyed this discussion, smash that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this video with someone who might need a fresh perspective on dating. Thank you so much for watching.